In this video, you're going to learn how to create your classes in teams. So if you'll look on the screen, you will see that I already have some classes in my Teams notebook, several of them. So what I'm going to do is to teach you how to create one of these yourself. So if you look in the top right-hand corner, it says Join or Create Team. So if you click on that box, it'll give you some choices, and you don't want to join a team, you want to create a team. So click on Create a Team. There's different types of teams that you can create. The ones we're trying to do today, we're trying to set up your classes. So we want a class. Then you need to name your team. Now you can name your team whatever you want, but in the spring when we went on our, when we got out for the pandemic, I made the mistake of putting all of my students in one team. And I would suggest if you have different classes, like different periods that you teach, that you put those students in individual classes. So I'm going to call this team 7th period algebra. You can just put a description of the team. I don't really think that's necessary. I think the title is a pretty good descriptor. It depends on what you're trying to do with it. If you already have teams there and you have them all set up, you have one set up already, you can just use that team as a template for this team. We're just going to create this one by clicking on Next. It's creating the team. Now what we need to do is we need to put students in that team. So if you just start typing, you're going to look at your class roster and you're going to say, well, these are my students that are in 7th period algebra. So I want to put those students in my team. So my first student that I'm going to put in my team, my first on the list is going to be Bethany Brock. So I can just start typing her first name or her last name and then just click on it and her name will appear. I'm going to put Charlie Drain in my team. He's my next student. There's Charlie. Now make sure when you're putting them in there that you're getting the right Charlie. The right Drain. You don't want to put Chris Drain in there. I'm going to put Paisley Reynolds in my class. I'll put Jordan Cole. And I'll put Aubrey Brock. Okay, so I want to add those students to my class. So I just click Add. And there they are. So I've got all my students in my class. Now, if you needed to add a teacher, you could, but there's not usually 2 different teachers in one class, so that wouldn't necessarily be necessary. So now you've got your class, and if you click on the 3 dots to the right of the class, it will allow you to manage your team. So you look at your team. Notice I am the owner of that team. I'm the one that gets to do all the changes. And then if I click on members and guests, it'll tell me who my 5 students are in that class. And as I look through that list, I go, oh, wait a minute. I don't want Paisley in my class because she's only in the 4th grade. So I need to take her out. There is an X to the right of Paisley's name. I just click on that X. Or I'll try it again. I click on the X, and then Paisley will disappear from the class. If I decide I need to add another member, maybe I got a new student, or maybe I forgot someone, and I start typing in Shevlin, and I've got Abigail Shevlin's got to be in here somewhere. Where is Abby? Shevlin. There she is. Okay, so I'm going to add Abigail Shevlin. And then I click on Close. And now I've put Abby back in, or put Abby in. I could add Paisley back in. Paisley, I can either type her first name or her last name, and it'll pop up eventually. I add Paisley back in, and now I have my class, my 7th period algebra class with my 6 students.